something new. Not as exciting as this, I'll tell you that right now, but...
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Survivor Now Aftershow for season 49. My name is Josh, and I will be hosting tonight. And with me tonight is Bruce. Bruce, you awake?
Huh? Oh man, I'm just woo.
Sit with him.
I was saying earlier that there's something missing. I don't know what it is. I can't put my thumb on it, but there's something missing. Maybe this astute panel will be able to assist me with getting a better understanding as to what we are missing here with Survivor. And before I go any further, let me just give all sorts of love and shout out to Jake O'Kane.
Yes,
birthday today. So happy birthday, dude.
Yes, happy birthday, Jake. He was a great guest last week. He suggested, Bruce and Tori and me and him making a $5 bet each if we could correctly call our shot for who got voted off. We were all wrong. So I guess nobody gets their $15, but yes, happy birthday to Jake. Also with me tonight's Tori. How's it going, Tori?
Going well. I'm pretty bummed that I didn't win the bet, but as you said, nobody won, so that makes me feel a little bit better.
Yeah, at least you got to keep your $5.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot to get into tonight. All right, Abraham, back with us for the first time in a couple weeks. How's it going?
Georgia won, so let me ease that out. Let people know Georgia won. Oh man, it was. I still watch the episodes. I just happened to be out and about supporting the Spurs last week, but I am back. And it was a very lackluster episode to come back on. I thought I was going to see some fireworks. He was like, oh, man.
Yeah. I hate to see it.
Did I do my laundry for yesterday? You start looking at other things. You'd be like, man, what's on TV?
Oh, man. Okay, unrelated. I did not know you're a Georgia guy. I did not know you're a Georgia guy.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Fun fact, the gentleman that I went to high school with, his son is Xavier Truss, who is now playing, or he was with the Saints, and now he is playing with, where to go to? The Colts, I believe.
All right. Anyway.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes. Sorry,
So
brief college football recap before getting into the episode tonight. But yes, here we are after maybe not like the most exciting of outcomes, but at the very least, I feel like there's a lot to get into for tonight, and I'm excited to get into all of it with you guys. So we're just going to go through this from the top. We see in the beginning that the folks who were safe last week did not go to tribal council. They're like, oh yeah, it's definitely Rizzo, and if not Rizzo, it's Sophie. And they come back and they're all shocked to see that is MC who left. Yeah, Tori, what do you make of all their reactions?
Yeah, I mean, if I was out there, I would also be surprised. I mean, was it a great idea for them to be like so obvious about their reactions? I don't know, because obviously that made Sophie question like who she was even working with. But I mean, they were right to be surprised because MC's name wasn't even out there and like nobody had ever brought her up. However, like, would I be like that shocked that small group was bringing her up, given the fact that she's such a challenge beast and she has great connections and all of these things? I mean, maybe I wouldn't be as shocked as they were. I don't know.
Yeah, Bruce, do you feel like there's a right way to manage your reaction when like half of you went to tribal, half of you are back at camp, and then, you're expecting one sort of result, but is there a right way to express that?
I know the wrong way. The wrong way is our buddy Jake, whose birthday is today, and going, whoa, whoa. I mean, whoa. That's the wrong way to go about it. But no, there is a right way to go about it. The right way to go about it is, you temper your emotions a tad bit, and you kind of want to ask questions and stuff like that. And then what you do is, you do exactly what was said of Sophie, was to be able to say, okay, guys, you're making me feel some kind of way right now. So that's going to help take a little bit of the funk away from her, just a tad bit. And I think it did work, because I think this new era, they're more more in touch with the feelings a little bit more. So if I tell you that you're hurting my feelings, they're like, oh, okay, I'm sorry. They're going to back up a little bit and kind of regroup themselves and then go from there. Back in the day, it was like, you're making me feel some kind of way. And F your feelings. I don't.
Hey, look.
Yeah.
So,
I
I
I liked how Sophie pointed it out, because I think that there is you do sort of like reclaim at least a little bit of your power when you take what is unspoken and invisible and then put it out there and like now you have everybody else has to deal with it too. But yeah, just how there was just like 10-second pause afterwards where she's like, it doesn't make me feel the best that, you guys are all so surprised that I'm still here. And then, really long pause. And I think it was Jawan. It was like, sorry you feel that way. I feel like that, they probably could have handled that a little better, especially people who are banking on her vote for the upcoming tribal.
When did it become okay to tell someone, sorry you feel that way? Whenever I say I would say it, and it would be like, oh, that's just a backhanded something.
Yeah.
You about to get you next time. Get you next time.
Yeah, that's I think that's what they call that a pretty weak apology these days. So oh man.
What we got 9 players left?
Coming into this episode, yes, this is the final 9. So MC got 10th place. Come back, 9 people left.
So somebody got to say it. Might as well be me. It's not. I don't see who out of these 9 is going to be on 50. I'm looking. I'm like, nobody's really just standing out like they doing something so great that they could be plucked 2 spots and be on 50. So I'm not really sure. And Riz, I'm like, Rizzo, I mean, are you really playing, or are the other players just not playing that well?
Yeah, they will definitely have to get into that towards the end of this episode, because I agree, there's a whole lot to get into. But yeah, I mean, I think we see that. I mean, well, I guess on that point, right? We see that there's a majority of like everybody but Rizzo, Savannah, and Blue Sophie. And but immediately they're kind of like isolating Yellow Sophie, not making her feel the best. And then the next morning, we see immediately Steven goes to tell Sage, like, oh, guess who found the idol? It's freaking Christina of all people. Like, what are we doing here?
We call that dime dropping.
Yeah. Abraham, what do you think's going on? You think that's a good move for Steven to spill that?
Here's the thing. Sometimes you need to keep a secret. And Survivor in the New Era, when you look at these podcasts, work on keeping a secret, because you can't be in alliance and tell what's in the alliance. That's not going to work for you. So Steven goes right out there and he tells Sophie, hey, Christina has an idol. And in actuality, we heard nothing else about the idol this whole episode.
It's true.
Except for that one mention of it. It's like, well, Christina got an idol too. Rizzo got an idol too. Nobody said anything else about it. And the narrative that we got today was it's either going to be Rizzo or it's going to be Alex. And as you go through the episode, you kind of see everybody trying to figure out how they want to play. Now, Savannah, I think, is the Jerry Mathis of the New Era.
Yeah, that's a good comparison. We were talking last week about all the people that Savannah could be compared to. We talked about Parvati, obviously. We talked about Brenda Lowe a little bit. We talked about Jake brought up Danielle DiLorenzo, but yeah, I think Jerry is a good one too. That just kind of, in some ways, she is leaning into a little bit, but in some ways she's just kind of like living her life, and then everybody has all these huge feelings about it. Yeah.
Oh, Josh, expand on that, please, because I'm not really sure what you're saying.
I mean, she like Savannah. She is leaning into the whole, oh, I'm really here to play. I'm cutthroat. I'm competitive. Like, everybody's out to get me. She's leaning into that narrative a little bit, but in general, she's not doing anything crazy, but everyone is all like, oh, Savannah's got to go. She's this huge threat. And then, the audience reception is just like, oh, she's so cocky. Like, why does she act like this? She can't do that.
Because she said it. I mean, she literally said cocky stuff. So if you say cocky stuff, they kind of say you want to be cocky. Yeah. So I'm like, yeah, okay, we're gonna see how this works out for you. I just don't see where there's, out of the 9, anybody is like, Jerry came before Parvati, but okay.
Yeah.
I just don't see anybody denying as a standout player that I'm like, okay, you're controlling the game. Jawan, I don't know what game he's playing. He lost me again tonight. I'm confused. Because it looks like you can tell him anything, and he's like when the wind blow.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, well, what direction do you and if you and Sage are supposed to be the masterminds, if you said in this episode, what is your plan? Because I sure don't understand where your plan's at.
Yeah. I mean, like, from the very beginning, we're seeing, like we said, these people are kind of all over the place, and we're wondering, like, is this good gameplay from the people on the bottom, or are the people on top just like fumbling the lead? So, I mean, I guess going back to the Steven telling Sage about how Christina has an idol, like Bruce Torrey, what do you guys make of that?
Good,
dropping ass.
I would have liked to have seen, if they were going to show that in the episode, I would have liked to have seen more development of it. If we were not going to see development of it, which we did not, I don't think we needed to see it. In which case, it led me to believe it was either like a neutral game move or a bad game move, because I don't really know what Sage is going to do with that information, or what Steven hopes to gain from that, from giving that information.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
One of the like I said it last week, that you're out on that island, you have nothing else to talk about. You've exhausted every single thing to talk about. Like, there's no getting around it. Oh my god, I lost a pinky toe. All right, well, you already told me that. There goes my other pinky toe. Fine, I got you. So mine too. Like, it is what it is. Like, you're losing all this stuff. Oh, there's your rib cage. I got you. So now, when somebody says something to someone, they're gonna say it to somebody else. There's no getting around it. I'm a firm believer that they're setting something up for you the next week or the week after.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I think what could potentially happen is that knowledge is power actually might come into play.
Mm-hmm.
Because she doesn't want to take it. What is it? Sophie doesn't want to take. Soph doesn't want to take.
Soph. Right?
Soph doesn't want to take it away from Rizzo. Okay, because he's a part of her alliance. So once she finds out, which she probably does, she probably already knows. Because if Steven's telling one person one thing, like there's more people that are knowing about it. Now that's going to play a factor in getting that idol taken and then hopefully put on somebody else. So then there is actually a non-move done, so that we can kind of wake up a couple people and make up the energy. Because I like that Soph said, I don't want to jump too far ahead, but Soph did say, I've been awake this whole time. It's good to see other people waking up. Like, wake me up. Like, I want to see more.
What's she doing? She just kind of floating. She's not really. You saying they painted Alex with the middle of the road, but Sophie to me is in the middle of the road too. So what road is she really in? The only thing I'm saying is she's doing.
She had two people that have alienated. Like they're polarizing players, Rizzo and Savannah. So she's got them. So technically, she has two meat shields in front of her. So that she can sit there and float a little bit and then bring, like she just said it today, like she wanted to bring somebody else on board so that there's one other person there. So she's technically not at the bottom of this three, because right now she's at the bottom of the three. So it would behoove her to bring somebody else in.
Correct.
Yeah, I would rather see her take Rizzo's. That would just be more fire. If you want to do your resume and you want to make it and win Survivor, that's the move to make.
Which, like, maybe she will eventually, right? Because if she hasn't needed to use this aggressively to take a swing at the majority side because they keep firing at each other. So she can sit back. She can hide behind Rizzo and Savannah with that knowledge is power. And who knows? I mean, man, listen, if she were to use knowledge is power on Rizzo at like final 6, take his idol, vote him off.
Oh, that would be fine.
Sign me up for that, but we'll get there when we get there. But I don't hate how she's
Soul Survivor.
Yeah, I don't hate how she's like sitting back, biding her time right now, because she's in a good spot. And yeah, is she at quote unquote like at the bottom of the 3 these days? I don't think that really matters, because you only have to get to the final 4 anyway, and then they can't vote you out anymore. So I think the format of the game enables you to be content being number 3 or even number 4 in an alliance. Because if you got the majority, then you're not going to get voted out probably.
Has Rizzo
about how Soph is playing the game? I hate calling her Soph. I'm sorry. That's like
I keep saying Blue Sophie or Sophie B.
Blue Sophie.
Why you call her Blue Sophie?
I prefer.
Because she was on the Blue Tribe originally.
It's Sophie B. I'm going to call her Sophie B. Okay. But
Adrian's really stupid.
what I believe makes her game better than most players that are left in the game too is that she has placed herself in a good position instead of just sort of like rolling into a good position, like a lot of the old Hina players, for example. Now, obviously, they earned their place in a majority alliance. And same with even like old Uli for a while. Not that they're in the majority right now, but they earned their place by winning those immunity challenges. That's how you gain the majority. So there is something to be said for winning challenges, but there's a lot of luck involved in that too. Like she was losing immunity challenges, surviving tribal councils, had to play the middle, found this advantage. Now she's working with Rizzo and Savannah, working her relationships. She is doing the best job of actually playing multiple like aspects of the game.
Oh,
so
yeah.
To me, she's doing the best job of actually playing the game. So to me, that's why she's playing more awake than all the other players. And yeah, I think she's doing a fantastic job compared to most of the other players left in the game.
No, I agree.
It's just quiet. It's just like, okay.
Yeah, it's quiet, but it seems deliberate. I think that what they're showing us in the confessionals are showing. I mean, and the things that they're showing us in the show, it makes it seem that it's deliberate from her. That is not, like Tori said, she didn't accidentally fall in there. She's like worked her way into a position where she's with powerful people with assets, but no one is looking at her. And she's sitting on something like we talked about earlier, the power of like keeping a secret in this game. She's the only one who's done that so far.
Nobody else ain't got a secret.
Yeah. And the other thing too about her is that like clearly she's like working it enough with the other people too that they approached her with the idea to split between Rizzo and Savannah before the immunity challenge. Because to us watching at home, you're like, oh, she's in lockstep with Rizzo and Savannah. Why would they do that? But clearly the way that she's presenting herself there, she's like more of a free agent. She's seen as approachable. People want to work with her and include her in plans that she clearly has no interest herself, and like it does not behoove her to do it, but they still want to work with her.
But isn't that the same thing they painted on Alex as middle of the road?
They did a little bit.
Let's see. Even when he left, he's like, "Oh, I shouldn't have played the middle of the road."
Sorry, no, I meant a little bit in the merge episode of him, like, "Oh, I'm in the middle. I have all these options." But yeah, I think it's portrayed like more positively for Blue Sophie, but then for this episode for Alex, I really turned it on of like, oh, he's like saying all this stuff to everybody, you can't really trust him. So it was portrayed more negatively for him this week.
Oh, we can't go past the fried chicken.
Yeah, okay. Well, how about we go there to that reward challenge? I mean,
I was touched by the fried chicken.
Yeah. I started this comment earlier from the Hot Grim Reaper asking, would you give your reward meal to Jawan? Abraham, would you give your reward meal to Jawan if you win fried chicken?
Here's the thing. I'm crucial about the reward meals. It's almost like they ain't got no food. It's like you could go to the main island and get some food. So give them a real reward. In the game of Survivor, everything should have a move for a move. But we're also human beings. So, not me. I'm not giving Jawan my chicken. He ain't getting it. But I can understand why Christina was like, "Hey, I want to give it," and it wasn't for a move. Me, I'm trying to beat the brakes off of Jawan, because if you go back and look at this season, every challenge he's been in, whose voice have you heard? He's always, "Hey, get it, let's push, let's do it." He's always cheering on the whole group. I don't want that no more if I'm going against him. So no, you're not getting no chicken. Whatever is taking that air out your lungs, it won't be that fried chicken wing, because I'm getting that. So no, I'm not gonna give it to him, but I can understand how someone will give Jawan the chicken. I'm not doing it.
Bruce, Tori, how about you guys?
No, sorry, bro. He actually said it himself. He said I didn't earn it. I didn't earn it. So, and I sat there on my couch and I was like, I respect that.
Man, I don't care about. Hey, look, I don't care about earning no chicken on Survivor. If I give me a drumstick, I'm getting a drumstick. I don't care about no earning.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like I was back in his play and what he said. Like he said he didn't earn the chicken wing, and I would have been like, this fried chicken, and I would have been like, you right, and I ain't giving it to you. Like sorry. Like we'll be buddies outside of this game, but they're like in the game. It's like I need this because this is gonna help fuel me for at least the next 36 hours. So it might not feel good in 2 hours, but for 36 hours, I'm gonna be fine. I'm gonna be all right.
They got chicken. Why would you give them chicken? They got chicken. All they gotta do
They
is
ain't got fried chicken though. Come on now. Come on.
Yeah, fried chicken with French fries and soda and whatever else they have
ketchup.
Dessert would really do it.
Yes.
Yeah. Having a
the cheesecake.
Well, this was a good reward. This is because they gave them actual almost a full meal.
Yeah.
Minus the vegetables. There were no vegetables. So they almost got a full meal. They got
This ain't no vegetable. They ain't get no potatoes.
Yeah, they got the carbs, they got the protein, they got the sweets. They got
most of the boxes, pretty much all the boxes.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm not with you guys. I'm not trying to make another player stronger, especially at this stage of the game. When it's all individual immunity, I'm not making another player stronger who I'm trying to beat in individual immunity.
I thought Tori gonna get a chicken up. Oh, I was sadly wrong.
You thought I was gonna give it up?
Yeah, I was like, she gonna get a chicken up.
I'm a villain at my core.
Forget about them little kids.
See, this is where I think that the formatting decisions that production makes, I think, influence a lot, right? Because I think with there's 9 people left in the game. You've already merged, but then for this reward challenge, you're doing 2 random teams of 4. I don't really care as a viewer about yellow team versus blue team. I don't really care about this. And it is interesting for Christina to be like, hey, I volunteer to give up my reward to Jawan. But then it's all of a sudden that draws so much more attention than if it's an individual reward challenge with 9 people competing against each other. Someone wins, and then Jeff's like, okay, you got to bring 3 people with you. Obviously everyone's bringing Jawan on that because he hasn't eaten yet. But in that case, that's more of a slam dunk choice, and you're going to get less eyes on you because it's the easy out of oh, he hasn't eaten yet. Just it would be oh, it's his birthday, I'm going to bring him. Or oh,
I'm trying to figure out who did it.
So you have, I'm sorry, Abraham, but you have the situation. There's 9 people all competing for one thing. So now Jeff says, okay, pick 4 people at your own demise is what it basically comes down to. Because anyone that ever picks someone, 90% of the time they get voted out within the next 2 days votes. But then you take a look at and you say, okay, so you at that point in time with that scenario, now the 5 people that are going back are all pissy, or the 4 people are all pissy, and they now want to vote you out. So that's one downside of it. Upside is you potentially could have new allies, but guess what? They already had allies prior to. So why would you even take your own ally? You want to keep them back to have them do their thing. But then now with this situation, what the hell is she trying? What kind of favor is she trying to get with Jawan? What is she trying to do?
Actually,
I'm not working with Jawan, so why the hell does she want to take him? Switch out with him? So there's got to be something going on with that because I thought I was her number 1, but now she's giving that to Jawan. I understand it's a nice thing. She's human. But it's also was it gameplay? This is what goes through people's mind because you have nothing else to think about except for how people are reacting and what they're doing and what their ulterior motive is, but giving up a reward.
I think she did a great thing out the goodness of her heart. I would like to call out the schoolyard pick. Technically, when I saw who got picked, I was like, they was losing anyway. But this is Survivor and TV. And I was like, watch the people that when he gave that little speech about winning, I was like, y'all losing. When he gave that speech, I said, I don't know where the edit's coming from, but I guarantee they will be the losing tribe. Now,
they mentioned a couple times how he hadn't eaten yet. They went out of their way to point that out.
And I was like, who did the schoolyard pick? Because I was like, did you not balance the pick out? I was like, oh, that other tribe is losing. But he was like, I don't want to be the unlucky person. I said, oh, you losing. The edits just helped you out.
I was surprised that Sophie B picked the tribe that she did to win. I was like, that seems
like a stronger looking tribe.
Yeah,
they were the stronger looking tribe. I was like, I would have picked them too. I'd have been like, yeah, they're gonna win.
Oh, I thought for sure Alex's tribe was gonna win. I feel like Sophie S had been winning so many challenges. I feel like Alex is good at so many things.
Alex's tribe did win.
I feel like
Rizzo and them didn't win.
Yeah, but Sophie B, she got to pick which team was going to win, and she chose the one that didn't win.
She picked the losing.
So she chose. Well, so who would that have been? That would have been
Steven,
Jawan, Rizzo, and
Christina.
She should have changed.
No, Christina was on the winning one, and Sage.
That's her, Christina.
Sage. Yeah.
I feel like.
But she picked the one that was 3 men and 1 woman. So I kind of see that, but yeah.
I'm like, nah, it doesn't matter. Men are weak.
Yes, we saw Sophie S and Savannah. They we'll get to the immunity challenge later, but they completely smoked all the men in that challenge.
Yeah, they crushed it.
Yeah.
Also, if I can push back really quick about like the Christina picking Jawan thing, I feel like at this point, people doing that, like saying, "Oh, can I give this reward to somebody?" We've seen it so many times that it seems really performative at this point. Like it feels like a move. Like, oh,
I think she's just a nice. Some people are just nice people. They get on Survivor and they're
nice.
just really. I'm
not saying Christina's not nice. I mean, she's extremely nice, and I can't, I can never say anything against her in regards to both real life and the game. She's very nice. I'm talking about Tori. You just picked, switched out with somebody. I'm looking at you. Abraham's looking at you. Josh is looking at you. Like, okay, all right. So it's not so much that we're looking at you like, that you're doing it for a reason, because it could be one thing, but we're wondering what that reason is. That's what I'm trying to get across.
That's like Savannah said, all men on at the top of their game are narcissists, and I was like, how does that work? So, and then she I don't know, she kind of flip flops. Like she wants to be the girl next door and share, and then she wants to be the evil villain. I'm like, which one are you gonna do today? But I don't think Christina would fit in that same block as trying to curry. Now, I would hope favor came out of it, but I don't think it was done to curry favor in the game. I think she just was like, and again, like Bruce has said before, we're there 24/7 with each other. And what doesn't make the edit is things that happen and they sitting there together, and you see somebody that's literally starving, not for effort. Because like I said, every challenge he's had effort. He just hasn't been on the winning end of it. And it's good to see a good reward challenge. So, but no, I'm not giving you no chicken. I'm with Bruce on that one. You didn't earn it. You're not getting it. I needed to try to make it through the next challenge, which is coming up like in the day or the next day anyway. And y'all got chickens. I don't know what's up with Steve and the night terrors of chicken, but he can go ahead and put his hands on the rooster or the hen, and they can got some chicken. So I don't feel that bad about it because we didn't have no chickens. Bruce, did y'all have some chickens?
We did not have chickens.
We had no
chicken. I ate chicken or rotisserie chicken.
You know what I'd have had? I'd have had coconut and chicken.
Yeah,
popcorn, coconut, chicken,
and chicken
with some peppers we found and a little bit of sea salt.
With a little bit of sea salt. We didn't have any peppers on our island, so. But a little bit of sea salt, Bruce, you onto something. It'll have a little bit of seasoning.
Well, going back to this decision from Christina, I do agree with all of you guys that even if this was completely out of the goodness of her heart, which like there's a good chance it was, knowing what we know about her, but that kind of doesn't matter because you're with 8 other people and they all are gonna view it the way that they view it, and they're gonna, it just draws a lot of attention to yourself and. Which I don't know, could be good. It could be maybe that's like a narrative that she's trying to lean into, but I kind of.
But Josh, would you have gave Juwan a chicken?
I think like I said earlier, if we're in an individual challenge and I won, then yes, I absolutely am taking Juwan. But if I am on a team, no way. Like I want that chicken and French fries myself for the carbs and the protein, and while I think that anything that you can get to like give yourself that little bit of edge in the next challenge, or even like to sharpen you like mentally for the next couple days, like I need that.
I don't think I had any fried chicken the whole time I was in Fiji.
Well,
like I thought they used to make some hell of a burgers and some chicken wings, but I don't think I had fried chicken the whole time. So
I don't know if it's necessarily what they're known for, but yeah, we'll see.
They had their own version of like ceviche.
Wait, also, why did we get a fried chicken and waffles song? I mean, there was no waffles.
Listen, I'm watching this with my wife, and immediately I'm just like, oh my gosh, please don't chant. Like I said that out loud. Oh my gosh.
Hey, look, you're on the other side of the continent. They ain't got no waffles on no fried chicken over there.
No, they did last season. Don't you remember? Like last season, they gave out fried chicken and waffles, and Jeff made them all chant. It was a whole thing.
I'm still trying to get over the Uncle Jeff nonsense. I'm not gonna cheat. I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm going with Sophie response that time when she said, "You got me this bird food. I'm dying. I ain't on no diet."
Oh man, yeah. We need more Sophie commentary. I posted about that. How she's like out there like telling Jeff that his rewards suck, and then later on when he's like, "When's the last time you pushed yourself this hard?" and she goes, 2 days ago.
I did.
Like, think before you speak, Uncle Jay.
You get a little dementia there, Uncle Jeff.
Yes.
Uncle
Oh
Jeff.
man. Okay, so
That's
one
his
I
name
had
now
it.
at this point, by the way.
Sorry, what?
I said that's just his name now at this point, by the way.
Yeah,
Still cringe. Still cringe.
yeah. I don't know. If I go get on Survivor, you're not gonna catch me.
No, you will not
calling
catch
him Uncle Jay.
First of all, I'm too old for that.
I will be more in regards to interacting with Jeff. I'll be more Sophie, less Christina Juan, for
Yeah,
sure.
same.
But yeah. So okay, Bruce, in your season, I don't remember. Did you go on a reward with like a random group, like one that was not chosen? Like you randomly compete with a team in a challenge, and then you go on reward together?
No.
Okay. So I'm wondering what you all think about this, because we see Yellow, Sophie, Savannah, Jawan, and Alex on the reward. And then they are all like, "Oh, I'm open. I could go any direction." But like that doesn't really materialize to anything. Like,
No.
is there a way to navigate strategy with just like a randomly assigned reward group like that? Or do you just kind of like mail it in and be like, yeah, you just kind of play nice.
Hey, good job, guys. Happy to be here. Enjoy your chicken.
Let's toast the French
Cheesecake
fries
over
with
there.
ketchup on it. Toasty.
Yeah,
I mean, is there anything that they can do in that point that would
No.
actually make a difference?
That's like saying that people are going to change their mind when they go to tribal council. That's not going to happen. Like you're there. If you go there and if you happen to be sitting next to someone that you're aligned with, you guys are going to have conversations regardless of what the move is going to be going next. So now 2 people sitting there with that are aligned. 2 people sitting here that are aligned. 1 person in the middle. I can go either way. They're looking at each other like, and so like that. I don't. And this is kind of getting to my point in regards to like later on like, with the vote out, like where my thought is. But I don't think that them getting together, there was going to be any minds changed. It just didn't seem like likely to happen with the group of people that were there.
Yeah,
But the group could have. What's crazy with this season is that we see people that got a plan, and we'd be like, "That's a good plan. That's a good plan. Y'all need to execute that plan." And then you have another narrative over here through the edit that says, "You know what? I want to get this person out, and I'm going to start this story." But you never see them go and ask the person, "Oh, somebody just said this about you. Did you say this?" They don't never like how can we stick to the plan? Rizzo should have been voted out tonight. There's no reason why you have an idol and you're still in the game and nobody has challenged the idol. Nobody. I don't care who's in the middle of the road or who's playing what. You can't vote a person out that has an idol. So that should be on the top of your list. So back to your question, Josh. When they used to go to these eating get-togethers and you got a mixed group together that wasn't together, you'd always get somebody to say, "Hey, you know what? Can we look at a different plan?" Or they in there smacking French fries with ketchup. That's all you see. We don't see nothing else. And I'm like, okay, well, eat y'all chicken and enjoy yourselves, because strategy used to be spoken, and you used to have an ability to get a hidden immunity or something at it. Now it's just like chicken and ketchup.
I mean, part of my issue with all of this is like, okay, if you are a player out there, yes, you want to win the reward. Doesn't matter who I'm with. I want the food. That's great for you. As a viewer, I think the random team reward challenges, and this is not a new era thing. This has been going on for like most of Survivor history. Like they started doing random team rewards fairly early on in the show's run, but I have never liked them, because I think that we've talked about here, there's not really a whole lot that you can get into, like strategically, not a whole lot is really going to tip the scales. However, if it's individually, like Bruce brought up earlier, like if you win the challenge, like you very much could be in trouble because you have to reveal your hand and show who you're taking, and then that's going to piss some people off, which is better TV for one. But 2, I think that is where either you can select people to like come with you and, I don't know, turn the tides there with that group that you're with. And we've seen that happen a number of times in the show's history. Or the people who you leave out that are back at camp pissed off at you, they form a counter plan against you. And we've seen that happen a number of times in Survivor history. But like none of that's going to happen unless you get super, super lucky with like these 2 random teams.
I think also if it was an overnight, that's more time for them to be able to get to know who each other are and get an idea of how their gameplay is and their conversation, and you just get to, because it's such a short game now. It is that the loss of 13 days means a lot, because they would go 1-2 days with nothing, then do something, and then 1-2 days with nothing, and then do something. So they were bonding at that moment.
Yeah,
those 2 almost full days of just nothing going on, but being annoyed by people or just trying to figure out like who they're going to vote off next, or whatever. So if you gave them an overnight and they were able to sleep at the sanctuary, and as they did with on my season with the girls night, then you probably have more of an ability with minds to be changed.
And man, what was the girls' night?
When Emily won the individual immunity,
and she picked all the girls to go with her.
Oh, okay. Bruce did get picked.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
The reward. None of the guys got picked. We had a better time anyway.
And Bruce won a rotisserie chicken the episode before that. So what does he need a girl's night?
Exactly. That's all he needed.
I'm gonna get my hair done.
Yeah, I just don't know who the threats are anymore. I mean, it used to be the big threats. You would always target the big threats. Now it's like, let's just target the next person, and whoever got the better story, the story they target them. But I just didn't see Alex as a threat. I didn't see MC as a threat compared to who I would have considered threats are in this game.
I think,
Definitely.
Sorry. Okay, wait. Keep going, and then I have a thought about Alex.
Yeah, I didn't see Nate as a threat that I had to get out on the very first vote and be like, man, I gotta get that Nate out. He's a mastermind. I'm like, no, there's a couple other people I'd have got before I got Nate. So I don't know. I just don't see how what they're using as a criteria for a threat when the other players should be like, you know what? And I'm not pointing the finger at Rizzo on this one. I still would have voted him out. But that idol that he has, that's a threat. So that's my 2 cents on that one.
I had an idol and I sat there and everybody kept telling me that we'll work with you once you get rid of your idol. And then they bypass it around me.
You did take it home.
What?
You did go home with you, didn't?
Not home, but yeah, I left the show with it in my pocket. Thanks for reminding me. But so it's one of those. It's like one of those things. Like, yes, they keep saying it, and because it's a threat. Like, you don't know when he's going to play it, and him not playing. He's playing it next week. There's no getting around it because he's already bluffed twice. You know what I'm saying? So he's playing it next week. But because there's enough now there's more heat on him. Now it's like, yo, even if the people were sitting there talking about, we got to get Rizzo because they sat there and said, well, we're going to get him, but he's got that idol. So if you use the idol, who's the next person? Now it's just like, hell with it. Throw caution to the wind, flush the idol. So somebody else has the ability to now try to find it after this tribal council is over. Flush the idol and then go after, the next biggest threat, which would be, in my mind, because you said there are no threats, Savannah is definitely a threat. Like, she's 110% a threat in this game, and because she's won 2 individual immunity idols already. So she's riding the high horse right now, which is great. Good for her, because I know how that feels. And it's awesome. But the way you're going about it, it could, from what we're seeing in the edit, it could very well be that now her, as my dad used to say, is she getting too big for her britches? Is she now starting to show a little bit more like, I could win anything at any point in time. I'm going to now forcibly put myself out there and say, okay, you're going home next. And then if she wields that power, the next person is going home. So Rizzo having that idol, it is something that people are afraid of. But he's going to have to play it this coming week.
Hold up, Bruce, because we already seen Savannah said she's going to talk shit. We already seen that. We already seen her talking shit.
Yeah.
I think the only thing I'm going to say opposite of what you just said was I think Rizzo is going to be so comfortable that he can manipulate anybody in the game now that he's not going to play his idol. That'll be a good episode of Survivor.
He might, but there's enough other stuff in play. Like, even if he plays his idol, Sophie, for example, could use her advantage, and its use will only benefit her alliance of Rizzo, Savannah, and Sophie. You know what I mean? So, even if he uses it, it's not really going to like matter in terms of like hurting him and his alliance because he might still be protected by another idol that's in play. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but
I don't know.
here's the numbers. Okay, let's say Sophie takes Christina's idol with her knowledge is power. So now she has an idol that she either has to play or not play because she's about to get voted on. Rizzo has his.
Have to use it that night though, that she steals it.
Yeah, because once you steal it, now I would want to vote you out if you're not going to use it. You just stole my idol. I'm not going to let you keep my idol.
But they might have no time to like put the vote back on like Sophie. It's not like if she.
Do you get it? Is it before the vote or after the vote that you can steal it? No, it's before. It's before.
Both times it was attempted to get used. It was before the vote.
Yeah, because Liana tried to take.
I don't know if it has to be done before the vote, though. I don't know.
I've only seen it done before with Liana and Xander. She asked before, so let's say it's before.
Drea asked Mike too, like before the vote. But
so let's say she takes it before. She gets it because Steve can't hold water. His dime dropping ass. She takes it. She's going to use it because now I'm voting you out. If you take my idol, I'm going to vote you out. Now Rizzo says, hey, I don't know where I'm going to get the votes at. I'm going to go ahead and play mine too. I don't feel comfortable tonight. And only if Savannah wins immunity is she safe. But let's say she wins immunity. So now you got to say, okay, who do we vote out? So Juwan, Sage, Christina, and Steven, one of them got to go. And and the reason why I say that is before we're gonna get to it. We're gonna get to it in the final immunity challenge. Somebody was talking mad shit.
Okay, let's get to that immunity challenge then, because we see. I think this is the first time they've done this challenge specifically.
Yes.
But again, another
Tori said it was weak ass dudes. I ain't gonna say what she said, but she said it was weak ass dudes.
Yeah, weak ass dudes. That's right.
Yeah, I think this one was more interesting than like balance a ball on a plate or whatever, because this one is just like pure like core and legs strength, which is tough, really tough. I think like Savannah and Sophie, they definitely would have kicked my butt on that challenge for sure. But yeah, so what do we think of this challenge? And they're in so much pain in the beginning, and how Savannah tells Steven, like, give us some space facts. Like,
where did that come from? Is that dude in space or something?
He's like a space engineer or something like that.
He's a blend between Carson and Drew. Lots and lots and lots of knowledge, but Carson wasn't the person to verbalize it all.
Oh, he's a rocket scientist.
Okay. Drew was. So it's like you blend the two together. Like they both had a baby, and here it is right here. That gives you all this useless knowledge.
He's a rocket scientist, literally. It's his job. So
I've been to his town. I've been to where he's growing up in Littleton, Colorado. It's a nice place.
Yeah.
I like suffering, and I enjoy suffering on Survivor. I love to see suffering.
Yes.
I mean, so okay, you're out there for a challenge. Like, how do you feel if someone is just like going on and on about space facts?
For me, I'm not paying attention to internet shit. And I think at some point Jeff started paying attention. It was like, man, we got to get back to the challenge. So apparently,
let me run this. Hello, it's my show.
I don't know if Juwan was trying to get somebody was trying to throw somebody off by asking him, thinking it was going to throw him off. And it just didn't work for them. And I guess Jeff says, okay, enough of them. How long you got to be talking for Jeff to say, you know what? Okay, thanks. We got to get back to the chat.
Well, it was less than 10 minutes because he said 10 minutes in is when they can't use their hands anymore to hold the structure or hold their legs. And they were still holding their structure when Jeff was like, all right, Steven, let's wrap this up.
Yeah. And Juwan did say thank you. That saved me.
Yeah. So maybe it was just a couple minutes.
Juwan was saying his siblings'
That would
name.
mess me up. Like if somebody was talking about space, if anybody's talking at all, it's like when you're running the mile, like when somebody's talking to me and I'm running, I'm in the zone. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever done, like I've done like a few half marathons and stuff. If someone's trying to freaking talk to me, I am like, shut the F up. Like I don't even care. I'm not even like good. Like I'm not even trying to like beat them or anything. I just like can't do it. I'm like,
I need to breathe.
I can't breathe. Like I'm going like, I don't know, like as fast as I freaking can. I'm not trying to talk to you. I'm not trying to listen to you. Like, move on. I'm sorry.
I think
back.
I think some people are Tori, I think I'm more like you, but I do think that there are some people who would like see it as a welcome distraction. Like, oh cool, I can like listen to him talk about space, so I don't need to like pay attention to like how much pain I'm in right now.
Yeah,
No.
that's fair.
I figured out how Savannah won. I think Savannah's leg fell asleep.
Oh
I think
yeah.
it just got to a point where, because if you look at the way she was sitting, one of her legs was bent and one of them was straight.
Well, what she did in Future Survivor Plays, take Abraham's line again. There is a hack for every single one. Every single challenge, there's a hack somehow, some way, and I believe she found it. And I would have done the same exact thing that she did, because you got the let me see, you got that pin that it's sitting on. You got the disc like this, and your feet are on this side pushing. And if you pushed the disc like this, that some bitch was sliding down like that. If you push the disc like this, then you had your feet on it properly. Now you got a fulcrum, and you just basically find the middle.
That dude said a fulcrum. He said a fulcrum.
Fulcrum.
Somebody give me a thesaurus, because I don't use it in my day to day. I seen it on.
You have it above the balance point. Okay, so you got your heel is below where this cap is, but more of the top of your foot is above the cap.
Oh, now you're gonna have people go back and look at the episode, man, and see if that was actually the case. And I ain't gonna say it out loud, but I'm gonna say it real low. Wouldn't that be cheating?
No. You find your
technically
spot.
Because now the weight is not on the push anymore. The weight itself is just on the balance. Everybody else is pushing the hole. But if she has the weight tilted toward her up top, all she got to do is hold. She doesn't have to do anything else. She's just balancing the weight, because the weight is coming forward now. It's not sliding down. Everybody else is pushing forward. If they wanted
to get rid of that, where that point was, it would have been a ball on the end of it.
And if they
it rolls up and down. Now it's like a hard piece against a hard piece.
Yeah, and if they didn't want you to like balance it over rather than under, then
she was talking mad fast too. I got to go with Bruce. Bruce might be on something tonight on this one, because
it's like he's won a couple challenges before.
I ain't gonna say that part. Listen, he kick rocks and open toe shoes on that one. But here's the thing: she was so cocky and comfortable in her conversation. Like, I'm not giving up. You can go ahead. You can give it up. But she never moved. That thing never moved and never shook. So Bruce, I think you might be onto something with this one. And because I was like, she talking mad shit. She like, I'm not gonna drop it. You might as well go ahead and drop it.
What do you guys think about?
I love that.
Yeah, no, I wanted to ask you guys, because I had multiple people text me, like friends who are like more casual fans of the show. Were like, oh, she's so cocky. Like, I don't like how cocky and like full attitude she is. Like, she's just gonna make enemies like this during a challenge. I am way more pro Savannah, so I don't really see that side of things. But I'm curious, like, what you all think about the smack talk, or the I'm not dropping. Like, I'm not going anywhere. Like that sort of talking a challenge.
Let Tori answer, because she's really
Tori, you go first.
She's really
I'm pro Savannah as well, and you all kind of know that by now. I think, like, when you're out there playing Survivor, so obviously, like, you guys can weigh in on this, having played the game as well, but I think when you're competing anywhere, like, you're there to compete. And I think, like, you saying, like, I am not dropping, I'm trying to win this, to me, that's not, like, smack talk. That's you just saying, like, hey, I'm a competitor, I'm here to win, just like you're here to win. You know what I mean? And, like, I guess, like, another aspect of Savannah that kind of, like, goes along with this, and, like, people asking, like, oh, like, is this cocky? Is she cocky? Kind of goes back to an earlier point that you guys were making. And Ollie and I had a whole conversation about this on the pre-show. And this was, like, one of my favorite conversations. And it was about Jerry Manthe. And we were talking about how, like, it's so unfair. We actually talked about this on Babes and Bobs, too. Guys, go watch Babes and Bobs. It's so good.
Yes, highly recommend. Go watch that.
Yeah, highly recommend. But he and I talked, for such a long time about Jerry Manthe and how people were so unfair to Jerry, because, like, she was seen as this, like, major villain. She was, like, the OG villain of Survivor, all because, like, she just spoke up when people were being dumb. Like, literally, like, when people were building a shelter on All Stars that sucked, she was like, hey, wait a minute. This is a bad shelter. Actually, Josh, maybe that conversation.
We talked about this. Yeah. So Tori and I talked about this on the Patreon, like in our All-Stars recap. We talked about this exact thing. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe I've had this conversation like 9 times, but
no, we did. Yeah. No, where she's like, this is stupid. And then everyone's like, no, Jerry, you suck. We're booing you off the stage. And then they gave Rupert $1 million, even though she was right.
Like all she does is spit facts, and like people hate her for it just because she's saying things that go against somebody else's view, and that person whose view she's going against happens to be a hero, or is getting like a hero edit, and that's kind of what's happening with Savannah. Like Savannah's like speaking up, and she's like pushing back or like playing against people that are sort of like nice people, and then people like Christina, who's a super nice person, are saying like, oh, she's mean girl, and so therefore people are seeing her as mean.
She got that nice nasty energy. Nice nasty.
I don't know. I feel like that only happens to like women on the show. Like it's like,
oh totally,
we're getting mean girl edit, or she's getting like, you know, the bitch edit or something like that. Same thing happened to Jerry. Same thing happened to Abby Maria. Like whatever. And maybe they did villainous things, but so do guys a lot of the time. So
yeah.
So no, that's that. Tori, just to piggyback on that. So now you have that scenario. I'm gonna tell you this too. My kids are both on the side of me, and they said, if you ask them a question, did your dad ever let you win at checkers, basketball, baseball, skipping rocks? No, I did not. So the competitive nature comes out. I'm gonna whoop your ass as much as humanly possible. I gotta tell you, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna. And if you best me, hey, good for you.
And your kids are athletes now, right?
My kids are out. Yeah. Like scholarship athletes.
Yeah.
Beating your old ass.
Listen,
I'm with.
They're gonna know. But here's the thing too: is that let's go back to what you were saying. Sorry, this is what I'm piggybacking off of. Is that we've seen this on Survivor forever. A woman says something, and it butts against what 90% of women would look at and say, okay, well, she's aggressive. Or 100% of men are like, yo, she took that's my idea. Like, I wanted to say it, but she took it. So now I'm going to, what a bitch. Like, so now take that. So now something that they've tried very hard, and I think they backslid a little bit last season, but then came right back to it. Black women, they had this edit that was, you are aggressive, you're loud, this, that, and the other, and they had to be brought to the forefront, like, yo, cut it out. Like, this is not a great representation of who people are. It's unfortunate that the viewing population, and even like my wife said this today, she's like, she's so cocky. And I'm like, yeah, but there's nothing wrong with that. She's like, I don't like her. I'm like, well, you don't like the character. You've met the young lady in Boston. Like, you know that she's a nice person to be able to talk to. You have her in a competitive situation. You have her in a situation that 99.9% of the people in this country will never go through, because of the simple fact that there's only 751 people that play the game of Survivor. So their competitive nature is coming out. They want to be able to win. For us to sit there and look at this person and be like, yo, she's cocky, I would never want to be around someone like that. Yes, you would. Yes, you would. Because when you want to get something done, who are you calling? You're not going to sit there and try, I'm going to need blah, 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 blah. No, you're not. You're going to be like, oh, Jen, want to do me a favor real quick? I got this guy down at the dealership. I just want you to come with me so I can get a good deal on my car.
Yeah.
She's going to walk in, and they're going to be like, two women walking in. They're going to be like, oh, haha, I got this one. Hey, I got this one. This is mine. And she rips you to shit. And you're like, okay, whatever you want, miss. So but men can do it. Men can do it and have no problem whatsoever in regards to it. Like, so let's change our mindset and just be like, everybody can, if they got to be alpha, be alpha.
To answer Josh's question.
Oh, yeah, Abraham,
well, to answer your question, Josh, now if I'm on the show with Survivor, I'm running with Savannah. We talk shit to everybody. Hey, look, you gonna vote, you either gonna vote with me or vote me off anyway, but I'm with you on that, Bruce. I'm not gonna let you win anything. I don't go to do stuff because I just wanna do it. No. I'm trying to get the W. I'm not trying to take that L. No, I ain't trying to do all that. So
I just wish you were on longer so I can just watch you talk shit.
Dude, oh man. If you go back and look at my edit, man, when we did the challenge, I was on fire. I was tossing it. Yeah. But at the end of the day, just wasn't my season. But Savannah's playing a game, and the shit talking is welcome. I don't take anything from it. I'm gonna talk about it because I'm on a podcast about it to say, hey, she talking shit. But I'm not gonna take away from the fact that she talking shit. What would you not? What are you gonna do on Survivor? Oh yeah, I'm gonna keep doing this. Yeah, I hope you'll be all right too, and you might win. No, I ain't gonna stop. So you might as well give up. And when I look over there and I see you not moving, I'm be like, well, damn,
Yeah.
I might not win this.
I mean, we've seen a couple people in the comments like highlight that maybe your talk is what will cause Sophie's will to break. Like, I always say trash talk is another element to the game.
What's
I think
up, Wes?
aside
Oh, yeah.
from all of that stuff that you guys are saying, I think that in an endurance challenge, you want to exude confidence. You want to exude that like unshakable, I am not going anywhere, don't F with me. Like, because if you look over and you see somebody struggling in an endurance challenge and you're like, okay, they're about to drop any second, I can hold on 10 more seconds. But if you're like, oh man, they're not going anywhere, can I hang on to this for like 10, 15, 20 more minutes? Like, I can't do that. So you're like way more likely to give in if you don't think that it's like a winnable game. So I think that there is a legitimate strategy in exuding that confidence in an endurance challenge. So like,
I sat there, and I'm sorry to interrupt, Josh, but this just reminded me of Kendra when she was holding the thing. She's twisted and doing.
She was struggling so hard,
and I just stood there and I crossed my legs. Jeff brought it up too. Jeff was like, "Chris is so comfortable, he just crossed his legs."
Yeah.
There was a challenge with Yao Ming and Ozzy, and they was like, "Oh, Ozzy got this. Yao Ming ain't got nothing on Ozzy." Man, Yao Ming beat the brakes off Ozzy. So to me, anybody can win a challenge.
Yeah.
Anybody can win a challenge. And that's the thing, the beauty of Survivor and how they create these challenges. Anybody on any given day can win a challenge. So it's if you can win. But also when you winning, because you start getting the win, now they're gonna be like, okay, who's the threat now for the challenge? Well, now Sophie, you painted a picture like you are challenged. I hate to even say it out loud. Sophie's a challenge beast.
She sure is.
Yeah.
So, and she's talking trash about winning. So if she don't win the next challenge, now she becomes a target. And that's the game of Survivor. You either get eat or you eat somebody. And she eating. Because you know what? Just last episode, they was like, Sophie's a challenge beast. We got to get her out the game. She's beating everybody. Wait a minute. You just lost twice. How are you the challenge beast? You can't be the challenge beast and the loser. So I just want to see a good game of Survivor where they just, these last 9 players, I want to see y'all battle royale. I want to see who is that player that's doing all this work that they plucked you off of 49. And you know what, Jeff and CBS, y'all did this. I didn't do it. Y'all dropped them on 50 like they were worthy. So I want to see who those 2 players right now. And I just don't see it right now out of all the players that could have made the cut. When they did returners, what was it? The returning season, and they had the audience out there, and Jeff brought everybody back and says, hey, you coming back, you coming back, you coming back.
Yeah, for Cambodia.
Yeah, Cambodia. That was a great season. That was a great breakdown after they had done the win, who won that year. And it was like, okay, now for next season, who's coming back? Because we were excited. Oh, man, you bringing that player back. Oh, and they out in the audience. Oh, you bringing that player back. And it was like, okay, now we got a season that we can sink our teeth into. So I don't see no players that's fried chicken ready right now. Maybe 2 more.
One more thing I'll say on the Savannah of it all is that it's just really interesting to see how people like take issues with her being like cocky or her being too confident or whatever when she can back it up. And she's a woman who clearly can like get stuff done like in real life and in the game. And she's won these last 2 challenges that were like pretty grueling physical battles. Yet somehow we're okay with other people in this season, who give like all these really self-congratulatory confessionals and being like, oh, it takes a really savvy player like myself to notice this or this.
Puts himself
like,
on the Mount Rushmore of Survivor, and gives himself a nickname. And
like we're okay with that, but we're not okay with like a woman who's like.
I was never okay with that.
Like, talk a little trash. Yeah, so I think there's a big difference between. I don't see her doing all that like self-congratulatory, hyping herself up like, oh, I'm the best, blah blah blah. She was like in that challenge, like, hey, I'm gonna win this, and she did.
You know what Tarzan said on a podcast? He was like, I don't know how Rizzo got his name, but That's not how I got my name. So
Yeah.
you just name it yourself. And, you know, I've never met the young man. I wish him the best.
I met him. He's a good
Enjoy
dude.
the play.
I'm sure he is. I'm sure he is.
I'm not saying none of these individuals that play in this season are not good people. I'm not
Yeah, of
talking
course.
about them. I'm talking about their gameplay in
Yeah.
the context of this game and what I would like to see, knowing what they're going through. I would have loved to see MC still out there playing.
Yeah.
I don't know where that blind side was going to be. I thought she could help somebody get further in the game, and I would have kept her.
Yeah.
But who was a part of that little riggedy rock? Who voted her out?
It was Rizzo and Sage and Jawan and Yellow Sophie voted her
Man,
out.
Jawan, man, I want you to be my guy when I meet you, man. I want to dap you up. Like I want to.
He'd probably want to dap you up too.
You better win. You better win. Because some of your gameplay,
I
I'm
don't know
like,
if he's going to, but he's
Yeah,
fine.
Look,
some Jawan, some
Tori's a
Jawan
hater.
love in the comments
Tori's a hater.
from Wild West here.
I guess
but,
call me Savannah. I'm a hater. I'm a female.
Tori, he was out there chanting his brothers and sisters' name to hold that
That was
disc up.
cool. I liked
Yeah,
his
that
story
was
about
cool.
being like, you know, his family, like being a family man and like having to step
Yeah.
He was out there chanting
He
their names
gives
and everything.
the thing that they, and I think I said this maybe 2 weeks ago. He's a narrator. He's just giving them all this context and all this stuff and just over explaining things, and then the confidence that is being showed without anything being, you know, kind of deriving from it or giving him that. Like, he has that sense of confidence, which is fine. I have no problem with that. But we will see on the 23rd of February. We're going to see if he gets drowned out by these other huge characters. These other huge characters that are going to be on this show. And it's, you know, he's doing well with that aspect of it. And how many immunities, individual immunities has he won?
Are we talking about Rizzo?
Rizzo,
Oh,
yeah.
Jawan.
Zero.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Jawan.
I thought you were talking about
Individual. Yeah, sorry.
No, no, I
Abraham
was
was
like,
talking about
who?
Jawan, then
I was
Bruce
thinking
started talking
Jawan
about
this whole
Rizzo.
time.
I started talking about Rizzo because
Either way,
Abraham was
yeah,
talking
no.
about like
Sophie won. Yellow Sophie won the first one. Savannah
Rizzo
won,
haven't
Savannah
won
won the
no
next two, and
award.
then Steven won this one too. So
Yeah, Rizzo hasn't won.
Rizzo has
he
not
hasn't
won
none.
one
Yeah,
yet.
he hasn't won
but
yet.
that's
He's
what
been
I'm
out
saying.
first in today and maybe in other weeks too. He's not been doing too hot.
Yeah, I thought he was going to be better at challenges, honestly.
No, he's not no challenge. But you know, back to Jawan right quick. I will say he's been one of the most successful players in Survivor, from being on the bottom, almost being voted out by his tribe, being swapped out and almost getting voted out, to now saying, hey, he's controlling the game.
Yeah. Three
That
episodes in a
narrative out
row,
there. Yeah.
he's been portrayed as being like in a power
No.
position who kind of decides which way the tides go.
That is
He might-
impressive. I'll give him that. Definitely.
Now that tide is going whatever way because he ain't doing good with the tide, but he.
I mean, but whether he's making the right choices or not, but he
Yeah,
does seem to have a
does.
lot of agency and like sway in which way it
He
goes.
does have that, yeah.
I like
Yeah.
him a lot. I just
I do
don't think he's
too.
going to win.
Yeah.
Yeah, I talked to him when the season first started and whatnot, and sometimes I'll hit him up. And again, individuals that are there, we'll all eventually meet them somewhere. But as far as gameplay, Jawan, I hope you either win or be in the top 3, buddy, because your moves is different.
All right. Well, we're gonna before we take an ad break, I have one quick question. So your pose with the question that Steven had, where shout out to Steven, by the way, also winning the challenge. Let's not forget that. But your proposed, someone asked you like, okay, Steven, give me a bunch of space facts. Like what's the one thing you could, just keep talking about to distract people?
Kangaroos.
From the pain? Actually, Abraham, are you a kangaroo guy?
No. I was like, why would you put that out as a kangaroo when you ain't have no kangaroo facts? I'm like,
Well, no, I mean, but that's what I'm asking you. It's like, what would your thing be?
if I had to put something out there,
Yeah, or no, you're there just like talking about something to distract people from their pain.
man, I'm not distracting them fools. I want them in pain. I'm like, I hope it ain't hurting. I'm like, I want you in pain. I'm not trying to help you. I'm not that guy.
All right,
I'm with Tori. I'm looking off straight into to my zone.
Like,
I don't care what is wrong with you. I hope that you are in the most immense pain. Matter of fact, I'm hoping the wind start blowing harder. I'm that guy. Let it start raining. I want
All right. Well,
everything
even
to
if it's
happen.
to distract yourself from the pain, which I think for me, like, yeah, I don't know if I would want other people talking, but if someone's like, hey,
No.
Josh, like, tell me everything about baseball from the last 25 years. Like I got you. I'm your guy. I could go on until Jeff would tell me to shut the F up, like just like you did with
But that's
Steven.
distracted to your concentration. I'm not going to distract pain. When I start feeling pain, I'm going to feel pain.
So Abraham is opting out of this challenge. But like Tori, Abraham, what would your thing be?
No.
I feel like other than Survivor, like I feel like we're putting that off the table, right? So either Survivor or honestly, this is like super like nerdy and like not really that cool or smart, but the show Friends, I guess. Like I know so
Hold
many
up. What was the question?
That's good. You just be like Tori, like tell me like a plot of as many Friends episodes as you could think of.
I got you. Like
that's a good one.
No, I'm calling BS on Tori. Tori just went from saying she ain't gonna talk to you running to having a whole conversation about Friends. I don't see it happening.
No, she said don't talk to me when I'm running. That's what she said.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't want people to talk to me, but if Josh is dying to have some facts, well, and like let's also just say like if we're out there like sitting on the beach doing nothing and like we need like facts to distract us, like this would also be my thing,
Yeah, that's good. All right, Bruce, how about you?
Wow, where said cookies or dogs? That's an odd combination, but okay.
I would be all over. I'd be all over talking about like Game of Thrones.
Oh, okay,
I go with you. I can roll with that.
You want to talk about let's talk about the Lannisters.
I'm
whole entire family tree. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the Baratheons and how they rose to power and all that. Like, let's just I'll nerd out.
I want a dragon.
Yeah, the Targaryens. Like, let's just talk about the Targaryens.
I love that.
Work it all out.
I was texting. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Well, just one thing about that. This is because I'm rewatching it again because this is the 5th time I watched Game of Thrones. It's amazing. House of the Dragon. They were afraid to get burnt by the dragons, but Khaleesi, who was a Targaryen, was mother of dragons in Game of Thrones, and she was like, flames would not do anything to her. So I'm just saying, like, where's the disconnect with that show? But that's just me.
Yeah. One of my buddies texted me and asked about, said that he would start listing, he's a big Chicago sports guy. And he's like, I would talk about like, the 97 Bulls. And I was like, oh, you know what I would do is I would talk about the 2004 Red Sox and just like list their whole roster, walk through every like playoff game. That would be,
I'm in.
Yeah.
I like your friend. I would talk to your friend about the last dance.
He's a big Bulls guy. So anyway, that being said, we will talk about the vote and tribal council and the scramble and everything when we come back. But let's take a real quick ad break right now.
Welcome to Bracketology, fantasy sports for reality TV. Bracketology provides fantasy football and bracket-style games for Survivor and 33 other reality TV and award shows. We offer free-to-play, season-long fantasy games for Survivor across 4 different game types, ranging from a March Madness-style bracket to weekly elimination confidence pools, and finally to a fantasy football-style game where you draft a team of contestants each week. Depending on what they do and say during the episode, based on a predetermined list of rules, is how they earn or lose points. You can create and join a public league, like the Survivor Now League, or you can create private leagues with your friends. Make sure to check back in after the episode to see how your teams did. In addition, Bracketology also offers daily fantasy pools. Utilizing 2 in-app currencies, coins and bucks, users can enter pools with either currency, answering a slew of multiple choice questions about what they think will happen during the episode, or about other related Survivor or other pop culture news and contests. The top 25% of point scorers in each currency will receive a split of the prize pot. Play with coins for fun to climb the social leaderboard, or play with bucks for your chance to earn real cash prizes. Download the Bracketology app for free today. Good luck.
Look here. I'm about to download the app.
Yeah, I was about to ask, are any of you guys in doing our Bracketology competition on the app?
I usually leave it up to Will.
Okay. I am doing it.
Will's my guy.
It's tough. It's real tough to having to pick like, people every episode, and then the first impression one too, where after, I think it was after episode 2 or 3, you had to say how you think the whole season's gonna go, which
that's what I heard. You're getting dusted
right now, according to, I don't know how many people are in our league, and I don't know how many of them are updating their picks every week. I'm ranked 35th right now, so I'll take it.
Not bad.
Yeah. Anyway, so we get back from the challenge, and immediately they're like, okay, we're gonna split between Rizzo and Blue Sophie. But then that plan doesn't really gain a whole lot of. I mean, that ultimately doesn't end up going anywhere. What do you guys think about the plan to split on on Rizzo and Blue Sophie?
Where did Blue Sophie get that heat from, though?
I think it was because the minority was Savannah, Rizzo, and Blue Sophie, and Savannah had immunity. So, like, if they're going to split, it would be between those two.
Okay.
Because she was the only other option.
Yeah, I mean, that's normal. That's a normal. If somebody got an idol in case they play it, we still got to get somebody out. Well, who's left that's not really with us, in the sense that, and like Christine said, she's just a casualty of the situation, not an actual target. And she got that one vote too.
Yeah,
that might be why she come back next week and take something, because she's like, well, you ain't had to vote for me.
I mean, I think, like we alluded to this at the beginning, how it was a little bit more predictable just based on, even if we take aside knowing what we might allegedly possibly know about next season, like the way that the edit has been so like pro featuring like the original Red Tribe and not as much the original like Yellow Tribe, and even Alex has kind of like faded into obscurity since the first 3 episodes. I kind of saw where this was going, but even that aside, I feel like this is not to split 6 people on 3. So you'd be going for a 3-3-3 tie. Do you need every single person to be in lockstep, totally in on this plan, ready to go? And just given how the last episode and like this episode so far went, like it didn't seem like they were that tight of a 6.
Man, none of them seem like they tight.
I mean, Rizzo and Savannah and Sophie are tight, so I understand the need to break them up. But like the 6 of them together, like they were just like turning on each other and spilling information on each other at any opportunity. So that's
you said you had 6, and 3 of them threw votes on other people.
Yeah,
Alex threw another vote.
Everybody else is the Bello
vote. I mean,
yeah.
I'm almost surprised. Well, I guess we did see Alex kind of like running around the beach, talking to people and being like, hey, I'm really loyal to you. We've made such a good connection. Like we saw him like kind of pleading his case in that way. But I'm kind of surprised that he like trusted in that plan of splitting the vote, knowing that his name was out there, because I was kind of wondering, like, who did he expect to vote for him? Like he had to have known that at least like 1 to 3 votes were going on him. And if I'm Alex, I'm maybe even like spilling the beans about Christina's idol to somebody, thinking that
Steve
like,
already did that. Steve old dime dropping ass already did that.
Well, Steven did that, but if I'm Alex and I know my butt's on the line, like Steven didn't have to worry this episode because he had immunity and he already also like had a more solidified alliance than Alex. If I'm Alex, I'm maybe trying to like do like play more of like a Hail Mary, like in that way, thinking that like, oh, if I spill this information, then maybe that will flip people's like if I tell that to maybe like Savannah, or if I tell that to Sophie B or something, maybe that flips their focus to like Christina or something instead of focusing on Alex or something. And that also like garners more trust with Alex. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I was just surprised that Alex didn't try to play more cards than just saying like, "Oh, I've built these really strong relationships with you guys."
True.
Yeah.
Why is this man on the phone?
Yeah, I caught that too.
First I'm on the phone, but I had to pick up the phone real quick and tell me what I was doing a podcast. And since you want to talk, Bruce, you know what? This is where I was disappointed in the whole gameplay for this episode. Juwan and them, y'all had a plan, and it was a good plan. Flush the idol, vote him out. Alex only became a target if he wasn't a threat. He became a target, but not a threat to me, because he was playing middle of the road. How many players we play middle of the road anyway? But they're not in that part of the 9 people. I mean,
according to Captain Obvious right here, like Juwan was against Alex for that, but Juwan and Sage, that's their whole thing, is like, oh, we got options, we could go anyway.
Yeah,
but now you don't have a number. You already know he playing middle of the road, but now you lose a number to the other 4, because right now Christine is outnumbered, Steven's outnumbered. Who else is left over there?
They were the only 2. Steven and Christina were the only 2 left out of the vote. Yeah.
So now if one of them don't win, Steven has to win immunity. If not, guess what? He's gone next week.
Yeah, I mean, I think that if you're like going against Alex for like, you know, playing both sides and everything.
Mm.
I think that doesn't mean you need to vote him off right now. I think you see that for what it is. But like if everybody's on the same page, like we don't really trust Alex. That like takes away so much of his power because he doesn't have any idols or anything like that. But he also doesn't have anybody who's like sticking their neck out for him and like going in lockstep with him the way that Rizzo has with Savannah and Blue Sophie.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I posted this where Jawan's like, oh, you know, they each have to go, but like which one has to go right now? And I think, I don't know, like maybe the one who's in a really tight trio and has a public idol and not the one who everyone is clocking for what he's doing and doesn't have any tight allies or advantages. I don't know.
But even Josh, you called it out. You got Rizzo with Savannah, who has immunity for the second time, who came over to the island to manipulate the last vote to get MC out. You got him sitting next to Sage, who you just said, not at the top of the hour, we ain't really feeling that you came back. So you said, hey, at a minimum, they got 3 people. It's only 9. They got at least 3. You got Sophie floating because you already say Christine already said I don't really trust her, and you already offered up as a sacrificial vote anyway. So now you got 4 because nobody knows about Savannah's extra vote except for Rizzo. So really, you got 5 votes. You already outnumbered. So by taking Alex out the equation, you only
They're
hurt
just
yourself.
giving it away. They're just giving it over to Rizzo and Savannah and Blue Sophie.
That's
So
correct.
I'm like, I don't know what kind of
Fully agree
strategy
with
they're
that.
using. So now Jawan and them are not in the minority. I'm sorry, they're not in the majority anymore. They're in the minority.
Yeah. I mean, they still, it's unclear. It has Yellow Sophie like fully jump ship to the other ones. Unclear. I don't know if I would go there yet myself, but they're still, if they can get their stuff together and vote in lockstep, which seems super unlikely, just given how they've been shooting at each other and they're underestimating the threat level of Rizzo, Savannah, Blue Sophie, plus Savannah's extra vote. So that's 4. And then Yellow Sophie, Sage, Jawan, Christina, and Steven makes 5. So they still have the numbers right now, but the other side has an idol, and there's just like it's a fractured group, and they've done it to themselves, and that's the thing that is tough.
Well, we saw
that like it would have been beneficial for like all of their votes, like so they by all I mean Alex, Yellow Sophie. Who else was with them, like voting with them tonight?
The like in Alex's mind, or who actually voted?
Alex's mind.
So in Alex's mind, it was Alex, Christina, Steven, Yellow Sophie, Sage, Jawan. That's 6.
Okay, so everyone except for Sage and Jawan, let's say, do you guys think it would have been smart for all 4 of them? So Steven, Christina, Alex, and Yellow Sophie, to all vote Rizzo and just take that risk?
I think that
you only need 1 vote, so to me they did it right. Well, let me say Christine did it right. The rest of them did it wrong.
Well, I mean, Sage and Jawan, I mean, they wouldn't have had the numbers without Sage and Jawan. But if Sage and Jawan thought they were splitting and they threw their 2 votes on Blue Sophie, then yeah, I think it could have been beneficial because I ultimately think last week and this week, like the person who they should have gone after with like, you know, and stood their ground more against is Rizzo. Like they're like, you know, he has an idol, he has allies. And I think when you get knocked down with a couple other people, that sort of thing like bonds you together because Rizzo and Savannah and Sophie are tighter than anybody else because they have to be. They're like, we're on the bottom, we're outnumbered, there's all these other people, our only way of surviving is sticking together. And we've seen that over and over and over again in Survivor history where people you know, like people get left out of a vote, they get blindsided, and there's 2 of them left or 3 of them left or whatever, and then they become a really tight duo or trio that runs things for so much of the season because they have to stick together, and that's a stronger, tighter bond than anything else that's there. So I think that 100% they should have gone balls to the wall against Rizzo and just trusting that he was like, you know, not going to play his idol again because that's what he's giving you reason to believe that.
Well, last week for sure. I feel like everyone except Rizzo is playing scared at this point because like Rizzo is like he's the opposite of scared. He's kind of like when he made that comment of like 10th versus 4th makes
4th, yeah.
To me, like that was like that just like showed so much about his game that he was playing really to win this game, and he was willing to take any risk that was necessary. Everybody else is willing to take no risks. Like they're not even willing to write down his name at all because they're worried that he has an idol, that he's gonna play an idol. Like worst case scenario, like somebody else goes home and it might not be you. You know what I mean? Like, especially last week. So I don't know. It's just kind of crazy. Last week was their opportunity, and they definitely 100% missed their boat now. So now I think Rizzo's riding all the way to the end.
I mean, they still had the opportunity this week too, but I mean, like Bruce said about his tribe in 45, like sometimes it's like apparently harder than it looks to get a bunch of people to vote in lockstep with one another when you have the numbers. We Reba from 45, Bruce's season, is like one of the only groups to successfully do that in the whole new era because I don't know, everybody has different agendas and they're like thinking 8 moves down the road and missing like the one that's right in front of them. So yeah, I don't know. Bruce, what's your take?
Bring Jake back.
Yeah, bring Jake back for sure.
I agree. It's like Josh, like you said, it's very, very hard to, unless everybody has the same motive in mind. Everybody says final 3, final 4, blah, blah, blah. And they always preface it with, and at that time we'll destroy each other. Well, leave that part out. Just be like, let's make it to the final 4. Let's make it to the final 3. Let's just do that. And then go from there. When you start saying, then we'll start fighting. That's when people are like, well, you know what? I don't want to fight with you because I know what you're capable of doing. If they would just sit there and say, let's work this out and get to the final 5. Someone said 7. Hey, final 7. We're guys to final 7. No, you're not.
It's a final 9 a day at the chicken feast.
Like, what are we doing? Yeah, like, well, they were celebrating that they were the final 9, which is fine. I understand it. We did that at 10. We did it at 9, and then at 8, I was like saying to myself, we can make it the final 4, and then I lost sight of what was going on. So that's my own downfall.
I think once you get to the final 6, that's when Survivor says, okay, who's going to be the sole survivor? When you get to the final 6, because now you just gotta either win.
You got to also think about your jury management at that point in time. If you're trying to do jury management at 9 or 8, like
you always get that petty person on the jury, man. It's always that either 1 or 2 just petty ass people that instead of looking at the game for what the game is, they just do petty shit. They just mad about something. So. You can,
and then if they're strong enough, if they're convincing enough in the game, then they're definitely going to be convincing enough in Ponderosa because now they just left their own devices to say whatever they want. So now, those 1 or 2 petty people then turn into 3 or 4 petty people, and then now there goes your shot at winning $1 million. You know what I'm saying? It's just this is the necessary evil of this game.
Yep.
I think the winner that won last year deserved to win. I'm trying to think who didn't get any votes.
Everyone last season got votes.
Yeah.
The only reason that what's name got votes is because of Cedric.
Yeah, JoJo got the 1 vote from Cedric. Yeah,
Cedric said I didn't think it was right. He didn't get no votes. I have to ask Cedric about that one.
Yeah.
And Star did it a vote. But you can beat Kyle in their story. I mean, they played an excellent end of half or second half of the season and just kind of mastermind a bunch of stuff. So I thought that was great.
Sure
that was a good, strong season.
Yeah. I mean, some people think that for sure. But going back to season 49, we touched on this a little bit earlier. So like, Rizzo, this episode was painted as Rizzo trying to like put the heat on Alex and trying to get Alex voted off. And ultimately that's what happened. So are we seeing this as like good gameplay from Rizzo, or are we seeing this as bad gameplay from the Majority Alliance?
I think I actually was going to mention something about this earlier. And some people might like see it as a surprising move on Rizzo's part, only because Alex has been playing a quieter game like in the past few episodes or like after the merge kind of. And I would like somewhat agree with that. Like, I think if Alex, like anytime a player is about to get voted out, like I think that they should show more of that player and like what they're doing to get voted out. However, I think that it's an interesting move and ultimately like overall like a solid piece of gameplay just because like if someone's playing the middle, I think that that's one of the most dangerous people in the game because that's its own level of threatening because that's a person that nobody is really looking at least not too closely until it's maybe too late. And in this new era, if no one's looking at you, you have the opportunity to get maybe to like the final 6 or the final 5. And all you really need to do in this new era in order to win the game is get that far, make a really big, like explosive move around that time. And that can win you the game. Like all you really need to do is make one big move sometime around like the end of the game. And sometimes that's all that's needed. And so I think that Alex had the potential to be a really dangerous player because he's really smart. He had the ability to make really good relationships, which we saw. And he was playing, as we apparently saw this episode, which like we didn't see a lot of this level of his gameplay, but like apparently he was playing both sides. So I think Rizzo, like his ability to clock that proved that he's a really savvy game player. So I think it's a better move than people are going to give it credit for. And I personally, even though I love Alex, I liked the move overall.
It helps me to validate a little bit of my mind when we're going back to our season, and Alex reminds me of Caleb. Caleb did the same exact thing. And I'm not saying anything against the move. Play in the middle, being able to talk to everybody, have the conversations, everybody's comfortable with you, this, that, and the other, and game recognized game. And Rizzo did see that. He saw that was going on. And from what we saw was just a little bit. Like we didn't see when they aired 45 how much Caleb was walking around talking to everyone, trying to get in. They showed a piece of it. Probably a little bit more than what they showed of Alex. But the thing is that once everybody catches that and it's brought to their attention, oh, you saw that too? Like I thought it was just me that saw that happen. And like, oh, okay, I got you. And then it makes it easier to make that decision to move along because someone in the middle is very, very dangerous because let's just say Caleb hits a shot in the dark, right? And he does not get voted off the next week. That man is winning he's winning Survivor because he's going to get to the end and then he's going to be like, I'm the only person in new era history to do X, Y, and Z, la, 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 and then he can harken back to all the conversations that he's had with people and say how he's been a part of whatever vote out, this, that, and the other. Those are dangerous people that play that heavy play the middle. Meaning that if there was 3 on either side, he could very well take over number 2 on both sides. So it's one of those scenarios you game recognized game. You got to get rid of that big perceived threat to your game, and that's what you do.
I don't, to push back on that a little bit, like I don't think that one person playing both sides that everybody has now clocked. I don't think that is as dangerous as they're making it out to be. And I don't think it's as dangerous as 3 people who are in lockstep that have a known idol compared to one person who is a savvy social player, does have good connections with everybody, but like everyone is now aware of Alex. His stock has plummeted. His social capital has plummeted because people see what he's doing. They know what he's up to. He's like kind of been put in his place when you're letting Rizzo, Savannah, Yellow Sophie like keep going. That feels more dangerous to me. 3 people that are tight plus an idol, and then 2 other advantages that they don't know about. But 3 people plus an idol is a lot more dangerous to me than one person.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't.
People that are in that 3 are the ones that are convincing everybody else who are clueless that Alex is the dangerous one. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
They're like, I don't know how to explain it quite, but like, if everybody else was playing as hard or as smart, not that they're all like not smart people, but they're not quite playing as smart as Rizzo, Savannah, and Sophie B. And so they're not able to see that those 3 are more dangerous than Alex. You know what I mean? So I agree with you that they're much more dangerous than Alex was, and it would have been much smarter for them to get rid of them. But they weren't able to see that. And not only that, but Rizzo, I think specifically Rizzo and like maybe Savannah and Sophie as well. But whatever. Those three are so good at convincing people that they were able to once again flip the vote onto somebody else that wasn't as big of a threat as they were.
But
Yeah,
do
but I'm
you
like,
think that it would be easier numbers wise? Do you think it would have been easier for them to say, okay, show us a level of loyalty, and then now you turn into, you can very well take the Sophie B, Savannah, and Rizzo, turn them now to grab Alex, pull him over, and now turn them into the Reba 4, we'll call it.
That
So
would have
now
been
you,
so epic. That's what I really
you know what I'm
wanted.
saying? So if you
I wanted that so bad. Yeah.
now if you get that, and now because that's what I was saying to my wife when it was over, is that if you get that, you bring him over. Now you have 4 people there lockstep. You have all these advantages now, and now you say, okay, we know how social you are. Show us some level of loyalty. However the hell they wanted to figure that out, where they're convinced. And now they sent him to them and say, okay, what's the plan? And now they work, and then they just the 4 of them run through everybody else. Like they got rid of a potential ally of theirs to help them out, because, and I know that I did the same exact thing, but my scenario was a little different. But I did the very same thing, getting Caleb voted out, because my reasoning was different. I don't know why they did that to Alex. I have no idea why, aside from him being dangerous.
it was an easy vote. It was the easiest. Look, Jawan and them was talking about, we've got the mastermind plan. We're in control of it. His whole edit was, we're controlling this vote. And as soon as they said Alex's name, it was like, oh yeah, I think we need to go get him. Where did Alex come from? I mean, he wasn't even a threat to worry about. You already know where he stood at. So you only needed 5 votes. So you knew you could get 5 votes. But here's the thing about it is, Sage is playing the middle. Not Sage. One of the Sophies is playing the middle. Because she's like, hey, I'm gonna go see what's gonna happen. And if it goes this way, I can go this way, I can go that way. Because now you playing on people feeling bad because you didn't get voted out. So so people are sitting, it's about 3 players right now. Sophie, Sage, both Sophies that are not really aligned with both sides. Because if you can communicate with both sides, to me, you're playing the middle.
Yeah. But at this point, I think all the non-Savannah, Blue Sophie, Rizzo side is that even a side now? Like they just keep
they just decimated now.
Really.
Yeah, they've kind of like disintegrated. So like
Steve
what
left,
playing the middle, like what does that
Sage,
even
Christian.
mean now when there's
no,
middle to
it's
play?
4 of them.
There
There's
is
4 of them
no
left.
middle.
So it's an equal. Well, it's not equal in votes because Savannah has an extra vote, but it's 4-4 now. So if they stick together, Steve, Christine, Sage, and Jawan stick together, that's 4. Because there's 8 players left. So that's 4-4. So that might be pretty interesting next episode.
It would be, but I don't know. I don't know if I see it. I don't know if I see them like being that tight right now.
I don't know either.
They ain't that tight. They weren't that tight tonight. That's why we got Alex going home.
Yeah.
It should have been Rizzo at the camp.
Yes, for sure. Well, pour one out for Alex. He, any final words on Alex? Thoughts for him? I know Tori, you've got a North Chicago suburbs connection.
Yeah, I love him. He's an awesome dude, and I'm really gonna miss him on the show. I really wish they would have shown him more in the edit these past few episodes too, like I was saying. But yeah, I mean, he's an awesome guy. Maybe they'll bring him back for like a returnee second chance season in the new era. That would be super dope, along with Bruce and Abe, of course.
Why not? Hey, why not, Bruce?
But yeah, we're really gonna miss Alex. He did an awesome job.
Yeah. I'm curious of one thing, and hopefully someone can find this out and send me a DM. I don't know how much weight this dude lost, because he was skinny as hell. My wife was like, "Damn, he lost a lot of weight." Like, yeah, and it came out of nowhere. Like I don't remember.
Everybody different.
So
people thought he won because of that.
No, he better go get some. He better go get some food over at Ponderosa. They'll be all right. Ponderosa cooks before. I don't know how Bruce and them do it. As soon as you get on the boat, they give you the menu and say, "Hey, what do you want to have?" And then by the time you get there, they already have it made for you, so you can sit down and eat.
Yeah, I had the worst cheeseburger of my entire life. That was so bad. They made up for it with Corona, but that cheeseburger was bad. Bad.
How you make a bad cheeseburger?
I don't know. Go ask the dude.
Hey, look, I like Jim and Jeff, man. They was tight with us, man. Our food was excellent.
All right. Well, yes, Alex was a good one. It was not easy, I'm sure, to be on the Blue Tribe originally that kept losing, but he stuck it out and was clearly a capable player that I think definitely had a lot more to offer that could have, he definitely was a force to be reckoned with in the game. I know I was saying earlier that he's not as big a threat as the other ones, but he was a good player, and it was good that they clocked him the way they did because he had a lot to offer. And yeah,
he dropped on himself on the way at the door. Yeah, man, I played both sides.
Yes.
Really? He was really playing both sides. He told everybody, yeah, man, I was playing both sides. Well, yeah, no, just telling yourself.
All right. Well, I want to bring our attention to some of our other shows that are coming up this week. Tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern, we got Survivor Social. And then on Friday, we have the Stock Watch. And then Saturday, I think that's at 3 p.m. Eastern, we have got something for you. So those are all fun. Those are all fun times. So make sure you check those out. And as usual, make sure you are like all our pages on socials, your comment, subscribe, tell your friends, come check us out. It's always a fun time to talk Survivor with this crew here. And it's been really fun. And with that, we will see you next time. Thanks for joining us.
You ain't getting no